let me refine it a bit then. Is it more or less going to bring back some of the older lore, or not the older lore? Is it going to, I guess, reinvestigate some of the older lore in relation to maybe Uriel, the Man in the Wall, that type of thing, or is it a new thing entirely?
That's a great question, and I think I'll say is
thank you, Clark. See that?
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that on any of mine.
All your questions.
I'll go back and rewrite on mine.
Yeah, just start over. Give up.
Is it something that you could possibly look towards, like copy and paste, and then just throw some like infested magic on it?
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You just copy paste magic.
That's how you code, right?
That's a great question, Clark. Great question.
That's a great question, Tater.
Oh, great. Well done, Clark. Oh my God.
Oh, your camera's moving and everything.
Oh my
I don't
God.
like this.
Oh wait, it is.
Oh, ew.
Oh crap. That's not supposed to be on. Wait, hold on.
It's his other arm doing this.
Yeah,
like...
hold on. I think I turned it off. No, I turned it off. Right. So Tau and the old piece, right? Why now? Why, like, what made you decide this was the right time to tell the story, and why peace when we've only ever known it as being the old war up until now?
It had to come from bringing the operator back into the spotlight. The operator has a story that's sort of been, like, I think, like, if you're thinking in literal imagery of, you know, so yeah, we released the Lotus Eaters last year, and you had this moment where the Lotus was going to have the Drifter and the operator beside her, and immediately we went into the Drifter story with 1999. Yeah. We always wanted to come back to that and have the second hand of that conversation be, okay, now that the operator's here, we have more work to do. So that's like the kickoff point for all this, because you can see all the worlds collide for the first time, and obviously it takes a long time to make that happen. So even though Lotus Eaters was really short when it came out, it's actually quite important because this kicks off from that. And the operator is 10 years old this year, and that means that, you know, it's a pretty good time to go into that character and to revamp it, right? Like remastering the operator means taking a character from 10 years ago and putting it in our new dev pipeline. Our character artists have been pushing R&D, coming up with like a really cool solution for making sure all the old cinematics work with the new remastered operator. Like it's a really intensive project. So all of that needs to be paired with something emotional. And the old piece, actually, there was like a bajillion update name titles being proposed. Oh yeah, like internally, it was like, I will. I'm just looking for. Are
these names before none of these names are anything like the new Ordis, right? The internal name for the new Ordis, the new Sentient.
Oh no!
Will you say
no? Move on.
No, but that's actually like one of the biggest issues in working at a fast company like DE. But update names, the old piece came out. I'm just looking for the old names because we were trying to name it. Like, how can we tell people this is Tau without saying Tau in the title? Because we wanted to save that for 2026. Yeah. Like, we want 2026 to feel like Tau, and this year is the layup. So we had a bajillion names for it, trying to figure out like how can we do it. Let me see. And yeah, I mean, Adrian Bott, our lead writer, who you would have met at the narrative panel, was the one to be like, what if we literally just did the opposite of the old war? And it was like, the new war. Do the opposite of the new war. And I mean, I think it's the way to go. So hopefully.
Well, I think it's very interesting because I don't think there's been never any speak or any talk of peace. It was always a war. So now it's like, okay, there was a brief moment in the history where both sides did it outside of the Dax separatists, where there was a peace, and it looks like the Sentients were even trying to, I guess, conform to a Roken structure, if you will, with the Archimedeans and all that. So it does look very, very interesting. But was this, so when you took the helm, I guess, Rebecca, and the rest of you said at the time you had a 5-year plan for the story. Was this always part of it, or was this a pivot?
This part, the way we're doing this was always a part of it, but I would say like the only pivot would have been making it such an operator, like threading the then and the now was important, because we wanted to do this, but we were like, how do we do it with the then and the now? And then earlier this year we made the decision to commit like all in on the then, because we know the end point of this and we know what's coming, and I guess that's all I really should say about that. But the idea that there was like basically like I had a friend like me, his name was Adis, that particular part of this was this year.
Right, okay. Okay, so that was a new part. Okay.
If like there's a lot of pieces that were there, but like the idea that it was going to be a character study on a friend that you had, that fit into place this year very quickly, because we realized like that will be that particular name and that particular impression you got was a development for this year's Tennocon, but all the armature around it is like, okay. It was honestly the most obvious thing when we realized what we were doing. We were like, of course, how could we have forgotten?
Yeah.
But
were you surprised how quickly people caught on by the small reveal trailers?
Have we ever had more anxiety about a series of Tennocon reveals?
That's what I was wondering, because like the minute the first one was shown and you see the Caliban Prime getting up at the end of it, was that the first one?
That was the last one.
That was the last one. So the first one was Mag.
I think it was Mag.
Yeah.
Which I think like
well, people
that one's a very like, if you know with the Mag Prime
the codex.
Like, that's definitely was the angle with that one, and then obviously Vault, and then it goes to Excalibur. But I think what Reb said about anxiety, but also like the team cooked on those.
Oh,
like
they did,
the idea, and my favorite was when they had like the quotes in it at the end. Everyone was like, "That's Hunhow. He said that." And then you see the demo, and you're like, "Oh, because Ballas be saying that."
Yeah, because the first one was like, "Oh, that's from the operator standpoint," and then the next one was from the Sentient.
We swore to carry the sacred light of our dominion into the deepest dark, and this we have done.
Yeah, and the second one sounded like it was coming from the Sentient point of view, you know?
Yeah.
So
the whole craftsmanship behind the teaser trailers was a huge risk, and I'm really, really glad that we went all in, because we had this. So Lullaby of the Manifold was almost the first piece we had to this year, where and this is like really for all you lore heads out there, there's a moment in one of the chapters before the new war, the preludes to war, where they make Nata sing, and it like awakens something. So like singing in sentience, because I remember being in the recording booth singing notes so that they could make them sound like which is, it's all related, like nothing leaves the creative soup. They wanted to make something called the Devil's Tritone, which is also related to the Devil's Triad. But the Devil's Tritone is like 3 notes that are unharmonious, so when you hear them, it sounds wrong in music. And they wanted to do that with Nata when Erra and Ballas made her sing to like awaken Pergasa and the Sentience back in like 2019. I don't remember when. It was like the preludes to war thing. So it was like, okay, Sentience sing, never leave that from the brain. So when we were like, okay, the Sentience gets sent to Tau, and it's going to be a long fucking journey. Wouldn't it be interesting if they had a lullaby of the Manifold, which we know is sort of their pre-barren reproductive note. The Manifold is an important word for that, for the Sentience. So Adrian, I was like, okay, we got to write a lullaby. Can you just write some lyrics? And if we get this early, we can use this lullaby as our pre-Tennocon marketing, because no one will have any fucking clue what it is. So we did. We sent it to Matt Chalmers, and like I think it was within a day, he had a melody proposed with Eric Preston, and then Fran added some vocals, and we had it so early. And it was like, okay, let's go all in and tease this Tennocon with a piano rendition of the lullaby. And we already had the opening scene started, and it was like, take the 3 starter Warframes and just go, like, see what you can do. So we gave those ingredients to our video team. They had the music, and they just started with that pan on Mag Prime, and it was just like instantly it felt like it really felt like it felt so different, and the music was so
well
personal.
Done. Yeah, it was so eerie as well. It was really well done. It was like oh well, no, I can't think of it now. There's another
Returnal?
Game. No.
Returnal?
No. Moving on.
I can't
remember.
And that is how that all came to be, and it was really exciting to see people speculate, present company included, on like what the hell's going on. And then it goes right into the first scene of the demo. So like it was like it just went, and then from there, everything that you saw for the old piece.
You confirmed, I think, Megan, didn't you? This is situated after the Lotus Eaters, right? Like in terms of quests.
That's where the gameplay is. So Lotus Eaters will have happened, and then the player will kind of get to choose: do they want to go do the Drifter? They can play as the champion, the Drifter, or the Child, the Operator, and then everything.
And do their arcs. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Have you got anything, Clark, or you want to dip into any of your questions?
Oh yeah, no, there's loads of questions. My goodness. Talking about seeing like old familiar faces when we go in towards town, we see like Ballas. Is there any chance that we'll see other faces? Okay, yeah, that reaction. But will we go and see things like Erra? Will we see like the original Necramechs? Will we go and see you know, even the 3 frames that composed of Zaku?
Orden Karis.
Orden Karis, sorry, Taya. Orden Karis as well. Yeah, like.
I know it's not something you can say because it would be.
I can't say, but I will acknowledge the interest with the very difficult reality that like, do we go new or do we go tips and nods? And you have to. We always just want to do our own thing, and we'll do what feels right. But. If depending on who you ask on the team, like some people are so over like the member berries and like the idea that like everything needs to be connected, and then other people are like, no, if it feels smart, we should do it. So I think there's going to be a very clear middle ground of like if Ballas is sort of the figurehead for what we're describing, which is like these people mattered during the old peace era, then they'll be there. Nothing will be tokenized for like. I guess fan service would be a derogatory way
you
of saying
did
that.
put a still of a blind Margulis in the reveal, so there is the questions about, is Margulis actually still alive? Has she been Jade Light-ed yet, or is that just like a memory?
That matters a lot, so I guess we'll have to play to find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will hopefully understand whatever direction we go, if that makes sense.
Excalibur Prime coming back?
No.
No.
I'm not even going to ask the question. I know that when he was seen getting up at the end, there was so many people going, "Oh my God, they're bringing Excalibur Prime back!" And a lot of the people who've played the game long enough will know, he's have doubled down on this multiple times, that Excalibur Prime is not something you're going to see back in the game. That he's just either in this moment in this quest, or he's maybe someone who has Excalibur Prime in their arsenal and that their Prime shows up during the quest instead of the normal. So it's going to be one of those, right?
Yeah, I think like if everything goes right for that latter part, if you do own Excalibur Prime, when you boot up the old piece quest, it'll be your Excalibur Prime. So whatever that looks like. But yeah, I think
be Arthur if you have an Arthur skin on your Excalibur Prime.
Well, let's put a flag in for that.
There you go. That would mess up a lot of people.
I think it's like Reb can speak to this more than I can, but it's like we knew that was like a risky choice, because the first thing you are going to think is like, oh shit, I get Excalibur Prime. You get to play him during this quest. This is true. But I think as well, it also is a huge nod to our founders as well. I think like we wouldn't be at a 10th Tennocon. We wouldn't be alive for 12 years without those founders. So like they lifted us up when we were down, and this is kind of a nod to them as well, as much as it is a true memory flashback.
Like that t-shirt, Clark, right? Like that t-shirt at Tennocon.
Do you know what? In my head, I was thinking, right, I'll just say, we go to Tennocon, we've got like these, thank you very much for the baseball kind of tees. They look so nice and everything. I was like, oh man, like, bat.
Flex.
I was like, oh, these are so nice. Like, and then he thought they could get them on the store. I was like, no, they're not in the store. They're like exclusive to us. He was like, oh, that's so cool. Then he just randomly turns around and goes, yeah, but I bet you ain't got this. Just rips his shirt off like he's Superman, and he's got a Founders t-shirt on. That's like, I don't know, 20 years old. It's like rotten to the core.
How dare you? It's not. It's like quality fabric. It's literally quality fabric, right?
And grime, and he's never washed it.
Grime? What you insinuating I don't wash? The fuck?
Yeah, be serious, Clark. As you wear your Sleep Token shirt to flex on all the haters.
What can I say? Very comfortable.
I should have put my Founders t-shirt on then.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I think I have one around here too, but maybe. But I will say, like, I want you to picture your best Steve Sinclair impression. It's January. We're writing the script in a writer's room. And I'm like, okay, like, I guess it could be interesting because you always have to figure out who the playable character is for the Tennocon demo. And year over year, you can kind of graph, like, okay, they chose Poster Boy here. Oh, they chose Meg here with Tennogen. Cool. They wanted to promote that. So this year it was like, I had like box A and box B for who the playable character was going to be. Like, was it going to be Uriel, the Devil Frame? So, like, there was a script that was the Devil Frame Tennocon. But then I was like, well, what if it was Excalibur Prime? And you can picture Steve going, spicy. And then you're like, okay, I guess we're doing that. And then,
the rest is history.
So he liked how spicy it was. So we committed to it on paper with like one or two explorations, and it was so clearly the right choice. So.
Yeah. No, well, I had to get the Excalibur thing out of the way.
Yeah.
Speaking of spicy, can we talk focus schools just for a second?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Yeah, this is what you
I
want
actually have a meeting about that immediately after this call. My 3 p.m. is.
Do you want us to end the podcast? You have the meet and then tell us everything afterward. That'd be great. Thank you very
we won't tell anyone. We won't tell anyone.
Yeah, this won't be shipped out on YouTube or anything. But you did mention when you were doing the you referenced when Adis was taking the test and the Tenor was trying to help Adis cheat on the test, and you were saying about how we could use sentient parts that we were once familiar with. So those would be the Eidolons. When we talk about this new Focus School, are we talking it is sentient? And if it is, will we use resources like sentient cores that we get from Sentience or Vonvalis or so forth? Or is it going to be like a traditional focus lens, slap on, off you go?
That will be answered after my meeting today, but I will tell you our like banner intentions. So if anyone is planning to go farm Eidolon parts or something, hit pause and listen.
Excellent.
Hit pause and listen.
That's good.
Sorry,
no, I was only going to. I'm glad he asked the question because the amount of people that either didn't hear it right during Tennocon or Tennolive, that it is a new focus school, and a lot of them thought maybe that's what Steve meant was that it was the ultimates onto all of the existing focus. But there's a new one as well.
We're treating it a little bit like a lost chapter of education and history, which is very contemporary, where the current focus schools you have, there's 5 of them, and to max them, you need to use sentient parts. So we were like, okay, well, why is that? Maybe the Sentience and the Tenno had a point where they had more of what we would expect our focus school to be. And that's what we're doing. We're calling it the Tauron layer of the focus school. So it's actually not a 6th focus school. So it is an expansion to the existing focus schools, but in a very like ambitious space where you have ultimates.
That's where the confusion came from, because I think Steve mentions a new focus school and then later on it's mentioned as an expansion. So it's like, which is it?
It's it is an expansion. It's the Tauron, like when you apply the Tauron to the Narraman principles, what happens? So it's like a combo school. So every school will have its Tauron Academy layer. And you know now that like when you go into Operator, you only have 2 abilities. So like there's always been room to expand that. And the idea of ultimates just is such a delicious flavor to imagine having ultimates for focus schools and stuff. So we just want to go all in and see what we get.
On these ultimates, are they going to be something, because I remember you would describe them as like limit breaks almost from like an inspirational type point of view. Doesn't surprise me. But somebody asked me a question. They were saying, like, is it only going to be viable in like endurance runs in terms of like, how do you get the ultimate? Does it start as soon as you start the mission? Does it regen over time base? Does it regen over kills and assist base? Like,
if only I had a meeting about that in 25
minutes. Don't worry.
No, we do
we'll
know.
Move off those topics.
I don't want to give confirmation until our first dev stream so that people can get everything with like charts and images, but what I will say is, what you saw was a pretty good representation of it in the context of the quest, but you know nothing else. So you're not going to know anything else until we sit down on a dev stream and talk about it, I think, because I don't want people to go too far in wasting their time farming XYZ. Like this is just like,
although most veterans will already have loads of that stuff anyway.
Exactly. We'll keep it high concept for now, and then
I'm
in terms of practicality,
the one you showed at Tennocon was Necramechs because it was the melee based one, right? Yeah. So each one will have their own one that'll be tied to what they do. Okay.
Yeah, and that's, just my bias showing, because that was always my favorite focus school, even though it's not the most widely used. I just thought melee giant sword is...
Unairu better be just throwing a big boulder or something then.
Who knows, right? like there's such a fun... it's fun to imagine. We do have extremely ambitious plans for it, and that's basically all I can say now, is like what you saw there. If you thought that was cool, hopefully your favorite focus school will get that level and more, so... I
asked Megan in specific when we were at the press area and we saw it for the first time, but I wanted to go ahead and hear it from you as well here, Rebecca. Is there any confirmation or touch up on the Tau element, as it's only currently on Caliban, but I think the idea of putting it over to companions or maybe potential weaponry could hold a lot of weight on it, so...
Well, the whole reason we did the Tau with the Caliban rework is because we knew then we were going to Tau. So that was like one of the earliest hints. Right. Like that was all premeditated. Caliban having the Tau status was very premeditated. And we're like, oh yeah, and we'll pay it off when we go to Tau. So all I can say is we've given you 2 potential times we're going to Tau. One is this year and one is next year. And when we actually pay it off for real, could be either one of those.
And this year's one is literally just going to be a linear kind of quest that's showing us the history. Like, we're not going to be able to influence anything or change anything in terms of story-wise. It literally, there's no choice-based stuff or anything.
I think what you'll have to do I'm trying to think of how I can answer that without it sounding like the wrong answer. I might refuse to answer that and be like, you'll have to wait and see.
That's fine.
Yeah, wait and see.
Right, hold on. Where am I?
You're in Ireland.
Thanks. Old age is getting to me. I keep forgetting where I am. You know?
Can I talk about Caliban, or do you want to still keep going whilst you have a little look?
Go for it. Go on.
Caliban. We did notice that during the art panel, you guys were saying, new next Prime's Caliban Prime, and what was really cool about it is that you gave him a Sentient Sniper, which is not something that you traditionally do whenever you go and release Primes.
The first one in a while, isn't it? I think since Banshee or something. No,
Banshee was the Euphona Prime. I think Euphona Prime, not having a.
Might not be Banshee, but it's been a while since he's released a new primed weapon.
Yeah.
With a prime.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you was, what was the choice for you guys to say, all right, this is the time to pull the trigger of the Sentient Sniper, rather than saying, well, there's already sentient weapons like Shadow Prime, Paracelsus Prime. What made you choose this sniper now rather than taking other sentient weapons that already exist in the game?
Well, the honest answer there is when that pack was being developed, there was a footnote of, and we can show Caliban Prime at Tennocon in the demo because diegetically that would be really cool. And then it was like, well, if this is during the old war, and maybe you didn't notice this, I don't think a lot of people did. Internally people did because it was very much called out. But the Sentient Sniper is actually the first weapon you see when the camera pans up to the flower at the beginning of the old piece. Because we wanted it to feel like it was a weapon from the old war. So I think it was maybe too subtle, but I know it's there because we put it there.
Well, look for that now.
Yeah. So if you go through the footage and you watch the old piece demo, as the camera is panning up to the flower, there is a prime sniper weapon, and it is Caliban Prime Sniper, and it's because we wanted the field to be like this came from that battle, that time, that place. So it is there, and the reason we did it is for that reason, for world building in the Tau Moon Perita.
And then last thing about Caliban is, would he receive a Prime trailer?
He got a Tennocon. He got a
I can't believe it.
He
gets one and he doesn't.
He gets a racist Cephalon, okay? He gets
even better, apparently. Write that down.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
what is the Devil's Triad? And how central to the old piece storyline is it, or is it just its own thing? Because I think he's mentioned that as being maybe a side quest.
Calling it the Entrati side story.
Yeah. So
what what to say there? I don't know, Megan. Is there like a safe, not a safe word, but like a safe thing to say, or is it more like? I think like what's. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is the question like, is it at all a part of like the old piece demo?
Let me refine it a bit. Then is it more or less going to bring back some of the older lore, or not the older lore? Is it going to, I guess, reinvestigate some of the older lore in relation to maybe Uriel, the Man in the Wall, that type of thing, or is it a new thing entirely?
That's a great question, and I think I'll say is
thank you, Clark. See that?
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that on any of mine.
All your questions.
I'll go back and rewrite all mine.
Yeah, just start over. Give up. I think like just in service of characters, I think it would feel really crummy if we went through the old piece and all of a sudden like Intradi had a lot to do with it. Like, oh, Intradi was in Tau too. It wasn't just like, it's not right. Yeah. But Intradi has a lot to do with what's happening right now in the arc of Warframe. So I think the old piece lives and serves its purpose, which you'll see. It'll be very clear. And then obviously there's going to be consequences to that in the now. Like, you know, the memory pool that the operator's in has Lloyd and Lotus there. The Intradi architecture is everywhere. Intradi himself speaks at the Devil's Triad and calls Uriel the heretic of Zata. It is related, but it's not going to invade on your notion of an operator-focused old piece story, but you can only access it once you've finished that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Can you tell us anything about Uriel's design? Like, I know where it came from, but how long has his design been there before he has decided, I guess, to add him into the game? Because is there a codex entry for a dialogue piece from, I don't know if it's Ballas or someone talking about be careful of the devil you awaken, or isn't there?
There's always been an undertone of the devil is a shorthand for things Ballas hates. Like Ballas
he's always called the operators and that devils. Yeah.
So we always wanted to do a devil/demon, especially on the heels of Jade, because Jade is so angelic. So it just felt like, we should go there too. And I think the next thing we'll say about Uriel will be more character driven in our next dev stream. Otherwise we can't. We'll have like a no-go there, unless Megan wants to add anything to.
No, I literally just wanted to know, because it was Mickey's last design, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's really
it's go big or go home type of frame, basically. He has to mean,
correct.
That's fine. That's all I wanted to know. In relation to the proto frames, the two other proto frames, I'm not going to ask the third one because there's already the assumption that Uriel is the third proto frame because the three of them were shown together. How do you pick which frame gets the proto? What's the thought process?
Megan holds a gun to my head and she's like, make one.
If that's true, there'd be Valkyrie. I'm kidding.
You get an heirloom.
I'm kidding.
The process is a thematic one always. We knew we had a Devil Warframe coming, and we knew we had a story we wanted to tell, and the characters to add to that story, it made perfect sense based on the soul Lua, the relationship Harrow has with the Man in the Wall. Like, all of it was quite a natural fit. We don't know, like, I know we said, no more proto frames, it's over, and then surprise, here's two more.
You also said no more romance, and surprise.
Yeah.
Things happen. And
when did we ever say that?
The last time we interviewed you.
I think, but that was in the context. No.
So if you want, I can pull up the evidence.
No. That was in the context of 1999.
Right.
And those people. This is different.
It is different. It's very different. Much like you can go to the bookstore and you can pick a romance book that's like, like a modern day love affair, or you can go and you can look and you can be like, ooh, like a gothic historical romance. The genre weaving is endless.
And then there's the ones that are wrapped in plastic, and you go, I know why this one's wrapped in plastic.
She's being inappropriate on a...
Why is it wrapped in plastic? I don't understand.
Please explain, Megan. Please explain, Megan, for the audience, because the audience might not know, Megan. The audience might not understand that one.
I actually don't.
Could you please?
I don't understand either, Megan. What do you mean?
Please, anyone wants to put a comment on this YouTube video of why it's wrapped in
that's
plastic.
a terrible idea.
Thanks for
Oh,
that.
no.
It's literally just I'm going to get loads of comments about Proto Wisp now.
Yeah.
Wrapped in plastic.
I think book publishers are merely upholding the integrity of the text by sealing it if you rip it, you
I
buy
think
it.
integrity is the wrong phrase to be using, to be honest with you. Clark, have you any more questions?
About integrity?
Yeah. None. It was mentioned on the dev short when you guys were talking about the Mercury Lighten rework and whatnot, which I thought was really cool because obviously it's stuff like that although it's not like a really big kind of like, oh my god, this changes everything, but it really does help that immersion when you go back and you replay it, or you're a new player and you're playing it like, wow, I'm being blown away. But to further on that, do you guys have any lineups, speaking of reworks, for what you did with like Jupiter, like aeons ago, and the Corpus Capital cruise ships? Like I noticed the Eris cruise ships, which are the Corpus ones, never really received the same kind of upgrade that they did. Is it something that you could possibly look towards, like copy and paste and then just throw some like infested magic on it?
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You just copy paste magic.
That's how you code, right?
That's a great question, Clark. Great question.
That's a great question, Tater.
Oh, well done, Clark. Oh my god.
Oh, your camera's moving and everything.
Oh my
I don't
god.
like this.
Oh wait, it is.
Oh, ew.
Oh crap.
Ew.
That's not supposed to be on. Wait, hold on.
It's his other arm doing this.
Yeah,
like,
hold on. I think I turned it off. No, I turned it off.
no, keep it on. That's fine.
The children yearn for it, and we do need to pick one that makes sense. And actually, we might have something surprising for that early next year, but not like a dedicated set rework, unless there's time for it.
Yeah, I guess it's trying to find a time to fit stuff like that in.
We do have something though, like something smallish.
There's 2 new frames coming this year, isn't it? There's Uriel and FunGuy. FunGuy, right? Which I'm not going to ask anything about because I don't. It's spoiler. But right now, I guess he's probably seeded 2 different assumptions from the community, right, as to what FunGuy is. Right? It's obviously it's either a mushroom
reference. I don't know.
No, it's either a mushroom frame or it's a Rebecca's been playing Balatro too much and it's a clown frame.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Here we go again.
Well, you know what? I will not acknowledge either of those with an answer.
Are they lunch? Are those cards lunch?
I'm gonna eat them.
Yeah.
Eat them all. This is the red deck.
So,
I got all my.
So there is just 2. There's not. It's 2 frames before the end of the year. There's not 3. Just 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can, there might be some skins. There might be some primes.
Yeah, there's definitely there's other cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, for two new Warframes, we do try and do 4 a year. It's so weird. Next year's are already all started as well. Like it's
Which
like
frame?
you have to.
Which frame?
Next year's 4
64 and 65.
Is any of them a witch? A warlock? No? I've not asked that question before.
I'm trying to think of how to answer this.
Do they have witches in Returnal?
Returnal is not witchy.
No.
I'm just bugging.
No.
Go play Soulframe for
Oh,
witches.
Megan, get with the times. Right? I've totally played it myself as well. Like,
Yeah. I only watched the clip that Clark sent, or Tater sent.
The graphics were awesome.
How are you going to confuse me for him?
can I?
You know what?
What do you mean? Why is that an insult?
Oh, it is.
Why am I going high pitched? Why is that an insult?
You went me, yeah.
It's not an insult. To just jump slightly back to what we were talking about, but on the theme, on the topic of reworks, have you guys decided which your next boss rework will be? Is there a nugget you could leave here for his title? So you can put it up there and say, oh my god.
I've already got my title when Megan was speaking about the inappropriate stuff.
Plastic wrap.
Yeah, of course.
Plastic wrappers.
Plastic wrap interview.
We have decided, but it's an answer better suited for our September 25th dev stream because the answer will shock you.
Oh, it's Sergeant.
Oh, see, that's cool. There you go.
Because the answer may be we might not do anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, how disappointing is that? We'll see.
That is so disappointing.
The plan is there is no plan until we're out of our, like, we can't start work on them until we're done this year. So like we can't look at it with a serious plan until
you have room for it. Kinda.
Yeah, which is the same thing as
Who do you want, Clark?
Oh god, I no one's ever said this before, but I feel like Lephantus would have been a great choice.
What's wrong with the long?
He's bullying.
He's bullying Megan. He's bullying Megan.
This is when you left the call because you were sick of us and you was like, I'm gonna go
as well.
You left the call. Me and Megan sitting here.
I left, but I was made to come back. I was made to come back.
We have different there's different things to address first, I think.
Attenuation.
One of those, literally, yes, you got it.
Like, that is what you said.
That's literally the plan. So look at that first. We're going to talk about that on the September 25th dev stream.
Yeah, because it has been a hot topic.
Yeah, like why would we rework a boss if we're not going to look at the tools first? Like let's look at damage attenuation, and then if we look at future boss reworks, which will be a next year thing if we even get there. If I get then we do that. So
Oberon rework finally.
Correct.
So
I mean finally.
Because the community's been asking for him for so long. As well as
perfect right now. I don't
as well as Limbo and Loki and Chroma and so many other ones, right?
Facetious.
Are we talking more complete overhaul or just tweaking existing abilities? Paladin, druid, which any info as to which way is leaning?
I've gotten myself in enough trouble, Megan. You can answer. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
I don't know because Pablo is cooking on that. I mean, if I recall what he said at Tennocon was just he's kind of in a one bucket right now. Like you use him for support, and it's like let's give him a bit more spice and not have him just be that. So if I don't want to guess and cash a check that I can't cash, but I think it would be there's probably some abilities that need some enhancements.
You just reminded me of a dream I had on the presentation of his hallowed ground, and now I have to write a note down so I tell my dreams. It came to me in a dream.
Want to tell us?
Yeah, you want to tell us?
Well, the foliage system has been updated since we developed the way that those plants, because like if you're Oberon, it's just grass, and if you're Oberon Prime, it's the ferns, but I think our foliage has come so far since then, so we really need to look at how we present that to make it feel much. I don't think we've touched it since 2015, so like you can go a long way with hallowed ground. Not only I don't know what the plan is, but I think I should make a note about presentation because I had a dream that I was creating like a forest and it was much more beautiful.
So you can just change entire tile sets by pressing 2.
Just
that's what you're confirming,
You're
right?
no longer in the ship.
No.
You're no longer on a corporate ship. You're on the woods.
Yeah, I'm just saying I had a dream about Ground and it being more magical feeling. Sci-fi magic, though. It's not Soulframe.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, Soulframe looks fantastic. So if you can get any of that foliage in,
that's the kind. See, you see. That's what the dream was. So.
Start taking their assets and just importing it in.
It's called sharing.
Sharing, yeah. So can we expect some of the combat to make its way towards Drifter then? Some of the Soulframe combat, like the refined combat, the parrying and dodging and that.
Because the Drifter could use a bow in the new war, but can't anywhere else. But yet in Soulframe, the Envoy
you can
uses
switch.
a bow. Yeah, so maybe, but no plans right now. It's Operator's turn. Operator gets to have a party for a while.
Clark, any questions? Putting you on the spot.
Better be good.
There's questions that we would ask, but we just know like it's gonna be a
it's gonna be just wait and see.
Like we get it. Like we know that you guys are like cooking right now, and maybe you don't even have the answers for it. So there's no point asking the question because. Feels like it is. Oh, maybe something about Hunhullus. Is that his name at the beginning? Hunhullus. Is that a fight that we might do a bit more often? Is that going to be like a training like arena, or like is that going to be the future of like Eidolon? Is that going to be the pieces that we put into the skulls and whatnot? Is it going to be that?
I feel like no, that's all a wait and see.
Yeah.
Enough. Wait and see. Your turn.
Yeah. I was going to say, I did get a question saying... Why...
Megan, say wait and see.
Megan, come on,
wait,
wiki.
Sorry, wait, see.
I did get a question saying, why are all the quests so emotional and sad now? Can we have a funny one?
Yes.
Bring Visa War back.
There, we had a. I think the unannounced fall update could be a nice tonal shift from sadness.
Well, he is a fun guy, so maybe
he's a fun guy. So let's leave it there. But no, I think sadness is the best way to be. If you're happy, you're doing it wrong. You should be miserable.
If it's a grimdark universe, look at his face.
Start the video with this. Just her just going into like some dark, morbid fantasy, like
death comes for us all. Let us acknowledge it.
Fuck.
I'm dressed for a funeral today. I am mourning the loss of happiness.
Of a dream.
Of the hallowed ground dream.
My dreams of hallowed grounds. I'm tucked away under dewy grasses and leaves.
You're just ad-libbing like crazy here, right? And you know where you're going.
Oh my god.
You're going to say
really
the wrong thing
right now.
So the teacher quest with Teshin, is that going to have any story tied to it, or is it basically just a boom, this is how you mod?
Story.
Teshin background.
We need to... Teshin just shows up for players and they're like, oh, I guess this guy likes to fight in the conclave. And then, what is a Dax? And like, it's not gonna be like all of a sudden like there's two Teshins and he kills his brother to become the real Teshin. It's not like that would be cool. But no, it's very good establishing material for someone to be invested in our systems, aka modding, as well as like, what's the deal with this guy?
Could you give us a little bit of an insight, kind of sneak peek to like what exactly you mean when you say you're going to go and cover modding? Is it just going to be like polarity, capacities, and then combinational elements? Or are you going to go into quantization, H-set, and all of this other stuff?
It's going to be like, at a fundamental level, imagine like you are fighting an enemy with shields that regenerate too fast, and you're like, I can't do it. Oh, but if I learn how to combine elements and all that stuff.
Right.
Like it's very practical.
It's
in
for
terms
new
of
players,
like,
Clark. New players, Clark.
It's for new players.
Wouldn't know.
Quantization, Clark.
I'm such an elitist.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, wait, sorry?
What?
Which is yeah. Pipe down.
Whoa.
Girls are fighting.
Oh, this is fighting talk right now.
The T is.
My colleagues being mean to me.
The T. Yeah, it's going to be very practical and very hands-on. Like, oh, try this now. And then Teshin will be like, ooh, try now. And
it's going to put a lot of
Can
content.
you voice over him for just here onwards?
That's it.
We get
That's
Rebecca Teshin
like.
voice pack that we could buy.
yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
try now.
Try now. I don't know. He's like
Kind
that.
of like
He's
Cookie
not-
Monster there.
Yeah. Try now, Ted.
I ate a cookie.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
No, that was a
goodness.
brownie.
Oh.
Same ingredients, different form, much like Warframe.
I think baking elitist would disagree with you
I would agree with that.
because he's an elitist.
I'm an elitist, so I agree with the hot takes right now. And
Same
What is
ingredient.
happening?
I have no idea.
about brownies.
Yeah. Have you got any more questions, Clark?
Any chance to make this podcast small?
Break
in
it up in the window.
side of the corner,
Just a little tiny, yeah. I'm just going to put up in the corner like the dev shorts.
Can we just have it up here and then just the rest of it pitch black?
I think I can do that.
Can I brag?
Oh, go on,
sick.
please.
I think I actually told you this at Breakfast, Clark, but I watched Moist Critical's watching of Tenno Live.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And he said at the end of the very last fight in the demo, right when that cinematic triggers, he like clapped and said like clean, and I was like, that was I can't wait. Hold on, you guys want it exclusive?
You have an exclusive? Yeah,
I
what the heck is
could.
this?
No, it's not an exclusive, but for that fight specifically, they so as you know, the song plays through the fight, right? And they changed it the week of to be very like timing based in terms of the song. Like at this exact time, you know, the transmission's gonna play, and then you have 3 seconds afterwards, and then the cinematic's gonna play. And I'm like, okay. So I got the lyrics and I made my own bars. And basically at 33 seconds, I had to have triggered phase 2 of that fight in order for it to play, for him to spawn the summons, the sentient summons, and then me to do that, and then the transmission would go. And then the biggest thing was having to try and get, his name's the Dactylist, get the Dactylist to be in the right position for when that cinematic happens, which is near impossible to do because you can't really gauge where he's gonna be. So anyways, as I'm playing that fight, I'm counting out loud 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the song, and I know exactly what bar I have to be in phase 2 in order to like do it properly. Anyways, so that
nothing could go wrong. Tennocon is pre-recorded. No, like
no, it's just like everyone puts so much work into all of it, but like I know that for me specifically got really sweaty. Like the first 5 minutes of the demo, I'm sweating, and I think everyone else is sweating too. And then yeah, that end fight got really sweaty near the end, and I was just like, okay, this is the only way I'm going to be able to do it is if I count out loud to 33 seconds. Like you could literally count with me when you watch that demo back. And if you count to 33,
why Expedition 33 is canon in Megan's mind, because she, and there you go.
Oh my god, the return.
No. I have the last fight, and then yeah, I'm still the exact same spot I was, I think, the last time we talked about this, because I got distracted with Tennocon, okay?
Anything else you want to brag about?
Yeah, so no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I just like no. I like, for me, the demo, and Reb literally asked me at the beginning of the year, because she's like, girl, I know you're busy. Do you want to not do the live demo this year and have someone else do it? And I was like, Reb, I appreciate that, but it gives me the most gratification. Like, it makes me feel alive. Like, to know that DE and the people who work on this game and this demo trust me enough to drive the bus and to show their work. Like, it's not about me, it's about showing their work. So to be able to do this properly and show it in a way that that's what I mean. That's not a clean for me, that's a clean for the dev team.
Were you nervous up on stage, Rebecca, during the concert, or how long did it take for your nerves to settle down once it got started?
It did settle down right away. It was, I mean, the concert was very much the right time, the right year. 10 years of Tennocon. We had just finished the 1999 arc with an amazing soundtrack. And it really was just like, can we do this? Let's just challenge ourselves, see if we can make it happen. And I knew it was going to be surprising in terms of like how the production value was, but I don't think it really hit me until the night before, the Thursday where we finished a dress rehearsal. And I was just like, people are not going to expect this. And then seeing everyone, because I guess like now that I've done it, I know how easy it is to see people in the crowd when you're on stage. So now I'm obviously horrified at like my own participation in the crowd at concerts. But like, I could see you guys. Like, I literally could see you guys.
Every single person that I met was like, you are not ready for this. Yeah. I was like, what does that even mean?
What did you think of it?
Well, we were standing like right next to each other on the floor, right at the very back. And I looked over at Taya, and he just leans over and he goes, oh wait, can I swear?
Yeah.
I'm all right. Yeah, he goes, what in the fuck have they created? And I was just like, yeah, because it's like flames going up, and guy yelling down the mic, like everyone, and I just turned around, everyone's doing this. I was like, what is going on?
To be fair,
I just wanted to mod.
Fair, Scott was the other side of us. He was pretty much saying the exact same thing. He was like, oh my god, like, so it was incredible to watch. When you think back to like 2012 the first one?
16,
sorry, 2016 was the first Tennocon. When you think back to that, and the difference between the upstairs in the is RBC, the size of the little room that you just had it in like segmented off, right? And then you had the bean bags in a different room, not far away from it and all that. And you had the pugilist thing downstairs. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. To where it is now, like, how have you seen it evolved?
It's really shocking. I think every year you kind of just like, you can never take anything Warframe for granted. It's a very, very, very loose grasp on success and feeling pride, but also feeling humility, and the conversation about Warframe and, you know, we're responsible for the game and the community meet us where we are. Like, the community always meets us wherever we say we're standing. If we're going back to World War I, okay, we're going there. If we're going to 99, like, we are given such grace and we are given such goodwill to take people on these journeys that anytime, like, when you try and measure what we've done year over year, it feels like an unbelievable and very abrupt story of, like, taking chances, managing to make things work, getting things done, having a game that updates frequently, and it's sort of like in spite of everything else that's happening in the industry. Like, things, and that's what makes it it's more of like a horror story to me, even though it should be celebratory, because there is, like, all it's gonna take is one bad update, and like you're only as good as your last headline or your last update, and that's such a myopic view of it. But
you probably would have had that feeling with Railjack, right? Because everything up until that point was going quite well, and then Railjack had an issue on launch right before Christmas, and I remember being the community was nearly the complete opposite. They weren't overly positive, but there was nearly a growing kind of negativity until he's righted that ship part of it as well.
Yeah, and I don't know how the pieces in that, like, that particular chapter could have gone differently. Like, it was what it was. The fact that our recovery from the tailspin, that's a dramatic word, but like the recovery out of Railjack, we were hit with COVID 3 months later, so it created sort of this baseline of we can recover while the world is shut down. So it's like a weird way to moment. Yeah, a really, really weird moment to have to climb and recover out of that when we all had to adapt to COVID. But the Tennocon celebration and the Warframe and, you know, showing our second project off, it's like you kind of have two of the same conversations happening, which is like, oh, Warframe, how have they done it for 12 years? And what's the secret sauce? And, you know, all of these, you know, you project Warframe on the wall of live service games. But then at the same time, we're trying to launch a second live service game, Soulframe, and, you know, it's in Preludes, aka Alpha, and then people speak to Warframe realizing that we're about to embark into the exact same environment where all of these live service games are slotted. So it's like we don't even know our own secret to success. It's just very much it's operation.
A lot of it's based on, I guess, a community that you have cultivated as well over 12 years. You know, so it's not like it's just happened overnight. You know.
It has. It's nothing we've done happens overnight, and it's. I think if there was any thesis to my rant here about perspective and gratitude and humility, it's just like we just want to keep trying to make the game fun, and everything else is a luxury and a gratitude. And it's hard, it's emotional, it's exhausting. It is exhausting, and it is like you have to make good decisions or what you think are good decisions. Otherwise, like your entire company and team suffer, right? Like if Tennocon was a flop, like it could happen, and it
could. But at the same time, there's not many conventions on the go right now that like solo companies have, if any. Maybe Riot, maybe Blizzard. Outside of that, you're talking like what, the Video Game Awards? Is that even a convention? Gamescom.
I think Gamescom is like opening night live. Yeah, like E3 is Summer Games Fest now. Yeah. I mean, that's the consumption in the digital age, right? Like, we're going to get into PhD thesis territory here, so I hope you have your...
No. I just want to say on Soulframe, me and Clark and Frozen have been playing over the last few days, and the difference between Soulframe now compared to what it was when we last played it, like 9 or 10 months ago, the combat feels so much better. Like, night and day difference, so it does.
they're working their ass off because that's what people told them, that their combat needed to feel better.
Yeah,
So
that's a
that's what they
priority.
did.
Priority.
Oh, I'm in a hacker den now.
Oh
Am I in a hacker
my
den?
god.
Yeah. Look like you're in 99.
Oh my god, it's a me.
I have to go to my 3 o'clock meeting, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the call. Have a great listening experience,
great
everyone,
day.
and thanks for including me, and thank you for setting us up. And remember, Trunks for life. You can't see him because I'm hacking.
Tell them to subscribe. Say subscribe to the channel. Oh my
Don't
God.
forget to subscribe to your favorite content creators.
You didn't even say smash the like button.
Oh my god.
Wrap it in plastic, baby. Bye.
See ya.
Oh my god.
Ooh, yeah.
What was that called? Plastic baby.
Plastic
She
bottle
said
baby.
wrap it in plastic, baby.
Ah.
Oh, I thought you said plastic bottle baby, and I was like, I don't know what that means. But maybe
Yeah.
she's like recycling or something. I don't know.
It's the Canadian
Saving
accent.
the earth.
The Canadian accent's so
One
hard to
plastic
understand.
baby. We don't have a Canadian accent.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. What was that?
When have you ever heard me say A?
Yeah, what was that, Clark? That was the worst. Eh.
No, I don't listen to
Yeah,
half the words you
exactly.
say, so like
Oh.
I can't. You hook, line, and sinker right there.
Okay. Rude. Why do I even come to these things?
Okay, now that Rebecca's gone, so the fun guy. The fun guy. You want to leak every bit, and then we'll just say like this is AI right now. Like we just punch all this in and